Good morning. I usually do not hop on in the morning, but I just feel like I have something I want to share and I don't want to wait all day. So I am hoping that there are some of you out there who can join me at 10 after 10 a.m. So I'm just going to wait a minute to see if anybody hops on. And while I wait, I'm going to share my video on my personal page, and my Facebook group. If you are a mom and you have your own business and you want support, I will encourage you to join my Facebook group. It's called Small Town Business Moms. You don't have to be in a small town, but if you are in a small town, you know that being in a small town does have its own unique challenges. And so this is a group where the women come to, support each other, to get support, to kind of share your unique talents and then get the benefit of other people's unique talents. It's a place that I screen every applicant that wants to be in the group because I want to make sure that it's a very inviting, supportive group, and where you can just show up and be honest and open and no judgments and just get the support, the help, and the love that you need to continue to move forward. Because building a business is not for the weak, and sometimes we feel weak, and so we need to lean on others. Okay, I'm almost done sharing here. Let me just finish this up. And we will get started. Okay, so if you have been following along, which I hope that you have, and if you haven't, why not? You already know then that I have been going through my own unique, I don't think it's that unique. Actually, I think it probably happens for a lot of people. I've got some relationships in my life that I am working on, and it is really pushing me through a major, major transformation. I feel like I'm having like a breakthrough like all the time. So on Friday, today is Tuesday, so on Friday, I had a day where I was completely in resistance. I spent the day crying and just kind of having a pity party for myself. But also the next day I felt so much better. I kind of realized that I needed that day to kind of grieve the loss of all of this hurt, pain, and all of these stories and truths that I'm going to have to let go of. But since then, it's been like so strange. Okay, so I've never really like been in this state of mind before. It's like I have quieted myself and my environment so much so that all of the inner wisdom that I have is just coming to me in like little bursts. I've been keeping a notebook or a piece of paper and a pen handy with me at all times. And in fact, I just this morning texted my coach with like a huge breakthrough that I've had. So I have not been beating myself up about the realizations that I've been coming to, even though I do not like the beliefs and the stories that I'm realizing that I've had. It is perfect for me to listen to myself and to be really, really, really honest with the parts that I play and the way I show up and, all the truths that I'm uncovering. It's important for me to be really honest with myself and really loving with myself about this, because it's just something I didn't know before. And now I know. So now I can do something about it. And it doesn't matter what happened in the past and all the beliefs that I had and all the things that I didn't do correctly. What's important is that now I'm realizing them, and I am allowing them to come up, and I'm allowing them to have space in my mind and in my heart, and to really start that level of change that I need. But what I wanted to talk about today is our growth, your growth, my growth, our personal growth, and some of the challenges we have around personal growth. So, first, I just want to give you a little bit of context. So I'm just going to start out with a little story, and then I'm going to correlate it all back. So if you are joining me, say hi, because I know it is early, and I would love to know who I am talking to. Okay, so when I was a kid, I always wanted to be older. Always. There's always a reason to be older and to be able to do new things or get new things or all this stuff. So when I was 9, I couldn't wait to be 10. And when I was 10, I couldn't wait to be a teenager, 13. When I was 13, I couldn't wait to be 16 so I could drive and date, because I couldn't date until I was 16. When I was 16, couldn't wait to be 18. When I was 18, I was always looking forward to 21. And for some reason, 25. When I was 21, I really wanted to be 25. And that's kind of where it ended on me wanting to be older for certain reasons. And I'm noticing that with my kids as well. My youngest wants to be taller so we can ride certain rides when we go to the fair or like an amusement park. My oldest wants to be older so he can have a phone. And just all these things are always just like not happy with where they are and really just wanting to get to that next level. I was thinking about this today. Now, also, what I will say is when I'm with my kids all the time, every day, and I don't notice how far they've come in their height, in their weight, in their maturity levels, until I look back. So I look back at pictures, or Facebook will pop up with a picture, and it'll kind of remind me of where we were, which then allows me to see how far they've come. Even like in just 1 year, like I don't notice the little changes on a daily basis. But looking at a picture of the birthday they had before as opposed to the birthday they're having right now, I can see big changes. But they're never happy with where they are. Very, very briefly, they're happy with where they are, but then they're always looking forward to this next step, this next stage, this next goal, this next, level. Same thing happens with us. So I've kind of been feeling that I should be farther along. I should have gotten this already. I shouldn't be in this, predicament that I'm in. I should already be perfect at these skills and tools and stuff that I know. But I'm not really able to see the changes that I make because it's happening little bits at a time, day to day. It's not like I wake up and I go from point A to point B. It's this journey in between to get there that kind of gets lost in all of the other daily stuff we do. So for you and for me, what's important, now I don't preach this very often, is to look back. I don't believe looking back serves us in very many ways, but I do think in this specific circumstance, it does. Now, I would never encourage anybody to look back and find things that they're unhappy with. I believe the only reason you should ever look back into the past is to only to find things that serve you, maybe evidence that you're you've done hard things. Maybe it's just to look at your growth. Maybe to, relive a happy memory. But never to look back and say, oh, I should have did this, I should have did that. If that would have been different. And here's a whole bunch of evidence of why I'm not good enough and how I don't follow through and all that stuff. That stuff's not helpful. Do not go back into your past. Don't open up those files and pull out all that negativity. But for me, and I think you can apply this to whatever you're going through too, I can look back and see where I was and how far I have already come. Now, I don't notice how far I've come today because today I'm looking ahead. I want to get to that next level, that next thing. It's a moving target. Every time we reach our goal or we reach this new level, we have our eyes on the horizon, and that's where we want to get to. But when we're always focused on where we want to be, we very rarely stop and appreciate where we are and how far we've come. So, like looking back and saying, wow, look at how many miles I've traveled. I'm light years away from where I was a year ago. How much different that person was or would have dealt with this situation. How much, far I've come and how much more knowledge I have and more skills I've had and how I've been practicing all these things along the way. And it's okay that I'm not there yet, but how wonderful it is that I'm not back where I was. And really give yourself credit for where you are. So if you find yourself in with thoughts of like, oh, I'm not there yet, or this is where I want to be, and I haven't reached my goals and all this kind of stuff, take a second and really, really, really be honest with yourself about how far you've come and how different that is and how important it is. So it's not all about where we want to go. Okay? It's the journey to get there. Now, I know that just doesn't sound super awesome, but I mean, if you really wrap your mind around it, you really give your chance to enjoy all these little milestones without being so focused on the end goal, then you're going to be able to, stop for a minute and see all the areas you've grown, all the ways you've improved, how far you've come, and how wonderful you are. You don't need to reach that end goal to be a good person, to be liked, to be wanted, to be good enough, to be amazing. You are already all of those things right now. And you have the evidence for it if you will look for it, if you will let yourself see it. So today I am just going to continue to listen to myself. I'm going to continue to be honest with myself about all of the realizations that are coming up for me, all of the things that feel like negative circumstances. I have been the last couple of days asking myself, how is this happening for me? How can I use this to help me move forward? And it's been pretty amazing. There have been a couple of situations where it's have really challenged my insecurities and the areas in which I know that I need a lot of work. A lot of stories about what people should do, how they should show up, what, my manuals for people. And also just like all of these beliefs now. And I'm realizing that some of the people in my life that I have had a lot of like complaints about and stuff, I have been uncovering ways in which I do the same things, show up in the same way. And I got to tell you, it's a little bit uncomfortable. Sometimes it's a lot of bit uncomfortable. To realize that and to be honest with myself about it. But once I do that, I'm taking responsibility for all the ways that, I've been creating all of this in my life. And so now I have an opportunity to embrace it and to study it and to change it. Now, if I never, ever, ever listen to these hard truths that I'm telling myself, then I never give myself the opportunity to do anything different. Don't be afraid of being honest with yourself. Don't be afraid of taking responsibility for some of these hard things that might be uncovered. It is the way you take your power back. You say, yes, that's what happened. Yes, that's what my thoughts were. Yes, that is the story I've been told. Yes, that is a belief that I've been holding on to for my whole life. But I don't have to have it. You don't have to have it. You get to decide, is this something that serves me? Is this something that I want to continue to believe? Is this a behavior I want to continue to do? You get to decide. For me, all of the things that I have been uncovering are not things I'm proud of, not something that I would want to, shout from the rooftops. I'm going to eventually. I'm going to continue to really study my current situation, and I'm going to do what I need to do in order to create some peace in the situation, and then I'm going to be much more ready to share it. So if you want to know all of the details and everything that I'm going to be sharing, you're going to want to join my webinar, and I promise it is going to change the way you feel and think about all of the relationships in your life. All of them. It's going to give you an opportunity to decide if you like what you got and how you can get different results. So if you feel like you are not where you want to be, if you feel like you have so much farther to go, if you feel like you have not changed at all, that you have not gotten anywhere, this is your invitation to stop, forget about the end goal for a minute, and focus on how far you've come. Give yourself some credit, pat yourself on the back, love yourself up, because you deserve it. You have been doing work, you have been changing, there has been progress. So allow yourself to see it. Enjoy it, celebrate it. I mean, even if you just take 5 minutes. 5 minutes. It doesn't have to be this huge, party, celebration, dinner, champagne, all of the things. All you need to do is just give yourself a little bit of credit. Stop and remember where you started and where you are now. And give yourself, all the love and all of the grace and the opportunity to continue to move forward. And remember, your goals are always a moving target. As soon as you reach your goals, you have your eyes set on something else. That's why it's important to stop and realize where you are and celebrate it and then move forward. Don't want to beat yourself up into personal growth. It isn't going to work. It's not going to be permanent change. You got to love yourself there. So many people love you. And I just want you to give that gift to yourself if you don't already. Okay, my friends, I hope that you have a great day, the rest of it. And I hope that you can stop your mind for a minute and give yourself credit for how far you've come. You are amazing. You are loved. You are wanted. You are worth it. And you have come so far. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.